Can you see my daughter in light? Was a promise we held at twilight's last evening, whose rocks and bright stars through the perilous fight were the ramparts we watched, were the gallantly seen. Let dragons red the war first began, gave through the night, and still sailors and stars twinkle, then again played on the land of free.
Hello, folks, and thanks for joining us here at Colburn Park on the Newark Pilots TV. It's the Albany Dutchmen coming to town for a doubleheader today against the Newark Pilots as we are getting set for first pitch. Hopefully the rain holds off for our first game here today, as some cloudiness in the area. Well, we're ready to throw out first pitch, and it's the left-hander from Levittown, Pennsylvania, Matt Walczak, who will get the nod for game one here. And for the Dutchmen, they sit at 18-14 in the year. There was supposed to be a game between these two teams last month, but a rain delay sent us to a doubleheader today at Colburn Park, and so the only two meetings between these two teams will commence here in just over a minute time as we are set for first pitch here. Lucas Dunn will lead things off today for the Dutchmen as Walczak will toss in strike one to start things off here in game one today. 7 innings apiece in both of the games here. 0-1 count to Dunn. He smacks this one to center, and he's got himself a base hit. Lucas Dunn, the left fielder from Panama City Beach, Florida, plays his college baseball at Louisville, is aboard to start the game. Dunn was selected along with 5 others, on the Dutchman roster to the All-Star game. And Brandon Seltzer will come to the plate now, batting in the second spot for the Dutchman today. Walczak able to toss in strike one. Seltzer, the center fielder today for the Dutchman. 0-1 just outside. Alex Hernandez is the catcher for game one here for the Pilots. Serfolio at third. Xavier Warren is at shortstop. Justin Graham at second. And Jared DeSantolo is at first base. The 1-1 swung down the first baseman, DeSantolo, but it skips into the right field. Pushing for 3 is Dunn, and he's in there. And there's runners at the corners as Seltzer has himself a base hit. So good start here for the Dutchmen as they get their first 2 batters aboard. And with runners at the corners, a chance for Nick Estrella to get Albany off and running early in this one. Albany coming off a 4-1 win over the Glens Falls Dragons last night. As Wolczak misses for ball one. It's Nick Estrella at the plate now from Tucson, Arizona, plays at Azusa Pacific. Wolczak will check over to first base. But Brandon Seltzer, who plays at Fairleigh Dickinson from Staten Island, New York, is back in plenty of time. Wolczak with the 1-0 now. Swung on and missed by Estrella. It's a foul tip. Right into the glove of Alex Hernandez. Dustin Ragsdale is behind home plate today. And Chase Stout is on the bases, the two umpires for today's contest. A 1-1 count to Estrella now. Another check back to first. As Dunn over there at third base took a peek home. And DeSantola was fully aware of that. And got it back to Wolczak. Wolczak now with the 1-1. Runner's going, and it's popped up high in the air, but foul. And so Seltzer will have to retreat. Still none gone here in the top of the first, as the Dutchmen have gotten their first two batters on base. They're at the corners now. A pair of singles from Dunn and Seltzer had the Dutchmen threatening early. Wolczak looking for out number one here. A 1-2 count to Estrella. It's outside, and so it evens the count up at 2-2. And according to our radar that we've seen, a patch of rain heading right in our direction, so we'll see how long we get into this contest before rain takes over. And now they got him in a rundown. DeSantola. Now Dunn's going to take off for home. A good throw by Warren. The tag, it's not in time. And both runners are safe as Estrella gets into second base. As Wolczak had him in the pickoff play, and then Warren, the heads-up play to home. But from our vantage point, it did look like Dunn was able to get around the tag, and so he comes home to score. And the Dutchmen are up 1-0. Estrella fouls off another one as he's still at the plate and keeps the count squared at 2. So Wolczak with the pickoff play, it comes up to harm him. As Seltzer ends up getting on second base safely, and the throw home not in time as Dunn was able to slide in and score the first run of the day and give the Dutchmen a 1-0 lead. Here's another 2-2. It's in there for strike 3 as Estrella looks at the first strikeout of the afternoon from Matt Wolczak. So it'll bring Cameron Masterman to the plate, another all-star on this Albany Dutchman lineup. With Seltzer still down on second. This one swung on by Masterman and sent foul for strike 1. Masterman from Prospect, Kentucky, plays at Louisville, along with his teammate Lucas Dunn, who came across to score the first run of the day for Albany. Pretty impressive lineup card for this Dutchman roster. As Masterman is quickly behind 0-2. It's Dunn, Seltzer, Estrella, and then Masterman, Malcolm, Huntswinger, McNamee, Wright, and Ryan Lutz, who rounds out the bottom of the order for Albany today. An 0-2 count to Masterman. Just outside as Ragsdale called for ball 1. Chase Stout we've seen a couple of times at Colburn Park, but it's the first visit to Newark for home plate umpire Dustin Ragsdale this year. Masterman chops one up the middle. It's going to escape into the outfield. Tadlock, he can't feel it as he bobbles it, and a run will easily come home to score. Masterman into second and has himself an RBI double, and the Dutchmen take a 2-0 lead.
Now batting for the Dutchmen, the right fielder from Vanderbilt University, number 10,
I think Parker Tadlock knew he had to scoop that one up on the hop and get it in quickly, and it just got over the glove and right into his chest and wasn't able to corral it. And Seltzer easily comes around to score, and so Albany off to a quick start here in game one of the doubleheader at Colburn Park as they lead 2-0. John Malcolm will come to the plate now. He takes a swing and a miss for strike one to Walczak. With the RBI double, Masterman is over at second. Malcolm gets on top of this one, but sends it foul. He's quickly behind 0-2. Malcolm, who is from West Bloomfield, Michigan, is committed to play his college baseball at Vanderbilt University. Malcolm out there in right field today for the Dutchmen. He's behind in the count 0-2. Able to get on top of this one and foul it back. Stays alive. It's still 0-2. One gone here in the top of the first. Oh-2 count still to John Malcolm. Chops this one to the second baseman, Graham. Able to field it on the hop. The play over to first in time, and there's two gone as the runner advances to third. Masterman was able to get down there on the ground out from Malcolm. So with two gone now, Jerry Huntswinger, the catcher for the Dutchman today, will come to the plate from Staten Island, New York. Plays at Seton Hall, along with Ryan Lutz, who is in the 9th spot today for Albany. Pair of Seton Hall players in the lineup today for the Dutchman. 1-0 count to Huntswinger. This one's low, and it's 2 balls and no strike. Huntswinger hitting .302 on the season. Looks at a strike, and it's a 2-1 count. Huntswinger also heading to the All-Star game this Wednesday at Elmira. 2-1 count. Swung on into the center. It's going to be a tough play, and no one's going to get to it, and it's an RBI for Huntswinger. And the Dutchmen take a 3-0 lead.
Now, betting for the Dutchman, the designated hitter from Wake Forest University, number 19, Cole McNain.
Masterman comes home to score. And the Dutchmen on 4 hits have gotten 3 runs here in the top of the first as they've gotten after Matt Walczak early in this one. For Huntswinger, it's his 15th RBI of the year with the Dutchmen, as Walczak misses with ball 1 low to Cole McNamee, who's from Milton, Georgia, plays at Wake Forest. He's primarily a pitcher at Wake Forest. He had an 8.78 ERA in 12 appearances with Wake Forest this past year. As he fouls this one off. McNamee's hitting .250 on the season. He has taken 64 at-bats, so has been behind the plate plenty this year for the Dutchman, as he has 16 hits in those 64 at-bats and 9 RBIs on the season. So 1-1 count to McNamee. He swings on this one. It's right off a home plate. Skips to the third baseman, Serfolio. The play over to first. He's safe as DeSantolo had to jump off the bag. And the inning continues. And you could tell DeSantolo's foot just came up off the bag just a tad as the throw was high from Serfolio down at third. And there's 2 runners on with still 2 gone here in the top of the first. Dutchmen have gotten 3 early on as those rain clouds get a little bit closer to us. It's 3-0 now, Albany. Game 1 of a doubleheader here at Colburn Park. Swing and a miss from Justin Wright, who's in the 8th spot today for the Dutchman, from Greenburgh, Pennsylvania, plays at St. John's. Is committed to play at St. John's, pardon me. So he will begin his college career next season. Up on top of this one, it's into the outfield, and Tadlock is underneath it to make the catch for out number 3. But the Dutchman They leave 2 on, but get 3 on 4 hits here in the top of the first. Pilots will try to answer. We head to the home side at Colburn Park. We head to the home side of the first inning here at Colburn Park. Only 7 to play in game 1 of the doubleheader between the Albany Dutchmen and the Newark Pilots. Dutchmen were able to get 3 runs on 4 hits, 2 errors for the Pilots in the top half of the first. And the Dutchmen lead 3-0. It's Parker Tadlock who will lead things off for the Pilots here today. And on the mound for the Dutchmen is right-hander Max Siaffi. Plays his college baseball at Ole Miss. He's from Chicago, Illinois. Tadlock, who is headed to the All-Star game for the Pilots, leading things off today and hitting .375 on the season. He leads the Pilots in at-bats as he's over that century mark with 104 at-bats now on the season. He has 39 hits and has come across to score a team-leading 25 times. Siaffi is able to get a strike to fall in the inside corner, so it's an 0-1 count to Tadlock now. He swings at this one. It's off the top of the bat, and he is quickly behind 0-2. Siaffi with a 1.45 ERA on the season. Only his second start. He has appeared now in 5 games, including this one now. Tadlock fouls this one off and stays alive in the count as it's 0-2. Siaffi's last appearance was a 5-3 win over Amsterdam back on July 8th. He pitched 4 innings and gave up 1 earned run on 4 hits of work. Here's the 0-2 to Tadlock. Inside, Tadlock able to lay off, and so it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to the center fielder from Georgetown, Texas. Rain clouds pretty much over us at this point, but no precipitation yet. It's another 1-2. This one's off the end of the bat and sent foul. So Tadlock making Siaffi work here for the first out of the inning. After his Dutchmen were able to get 3 on the board in the top half to jump out to a 3-0 lead. There's a 1-2 now from Siaffi. It's off the end of the bat, and Tadlock fights off another pitch. Count remains at 1-2. As we mentioned, for the Dutchmen, sitting at 18-14 on the season. They trail Saugerties, who was 20-15 by only a half a game. If they were able to sweep the doubleheader, they would gain sole position of the second place spot in the East Division, with each division sending 2 teams to the playoffs. Newark not out of it by any means. Tadlock off the inside of the bat. It goes to right field, and it'll fall foul. And so the count remains at 1-2, and Tadlock has fouled off a couple of pitches now. He's made Siafi work. 5 pitches it's been. He's fouled off now. And for the Pilots, who were able to pick up a win over Geneva, they had the day off yesterday. And a home and home, a big win for them after losing here 14-9 back on Saturday night. Geneva at 15-20. And that one inside corner, and Tadlock looks at strike 3. A delayed call there from Ragsdale at home plate. A tough at-bat for Tadlock, but he goes down looking at strike 3. First baseman Jared DeSantolo will be in the second spot today. It's the DH Alan Murphy in the third, followed by Serfolio, Hernandez, and Robinson. In the 7, 8, 9 spots is Bailey, Graham, and Warren. DeSantolo will look at ball 1 high. And for the defensive side of the ball for the Dutchmen, it's Huntswinger behind home plate, right at third. Lutz at short. Estrella is at second base. And Masterman is at first base. In the outfield, it's Dunn, Seltzer, and Malcolm left to right for the Dutchmen here today. It's a 1-1 count after DeSantolo looks at a strike from Siafi. This one low as DeSantolo holding off on that one. So it's a 2-1 count. DeSantolo is also heading to the All-Star game on Wednesday, batting .329 on the season. Takes a chop at this one and sends it off left, right over the Dutchman bullpen. And it evens the count up at 2-2 in the 8-4 win over Geneva. DeSantolo was 1 for 4 on the evening. Struck out once and was able to reach on a walk as well. Came around to score once for the Pilots. The lights are already on here at Colburn Park with the dark sky above. And it is raining outside from what we have been told. Oh, yeah, it's raining now. We'll see how long, or if this rain does pick up enough to where we'll have to stop play. But it's a full count in the payoff now from Siafi. Goes with the off-speeder, and it misses high. And so DeSantolo draws a 1-out walk from Siafi. And it brings Alan Murphy to the plate. And if you haven't heard about this kid yet, he's obviously heading to the All-Star game. 33 RBIs on the season for Murphy. Big cut and a miss. He was swinging for the fences on that one. It's the rain starting to come down pretty heavy now here at Colburn Park. With the wind blowing hard left to right. Siafi just misses with the fastball outside, and so it evens the count out at 1-1 to Murphy. Oh, now it's starting to pour. The 1-1, it's a swing and a miss from Murphy. It's a foul tip right into the glove of Huntswinger. And so it's a 1-2 count, and the rain coming down pretty hard here at Colburn Park. We'll see how long umpires Chase Stout and Dustin Ragsdale see this one out. Murphy able to hold off on a fastball high. We're staying pretty dry up here, though, so we can play on for as long as we want. 2-2 count to Murphy. Goes with off speeder. Murphy sends it into opposite field. It's going to drop over the head of Dunn. DeSantolo into third. They're going to hold him up. And it's a double for Alan Murphy through the rain. The kid can swing at anything. Oh, now it's coming inside. Now my computer's getting wet. And with the rain coming down, we get a flash of lightning, and that's going to put a hold on this game. I just saw lightning out there. Yeah, in center field. I don't know if anyone else saw it, but I definitely saw it out there in center field. And so we'll talk with manager from the Pilots, Matt Colbert, and they're going to send the teams to the respective dugouts as the rain comes falling down here at Colburn Park. So these two teams just can't seem to escape the rain, as game one of the doubleheader is put on standstill here at Colburn Park, with the rain coming down basically sideways now. And we'll see how long this rain goes on for, as the Pilots have runners at second and third. There's one gone here in the bottom half of the first. It's the Dutchmen up 3-0. We're under a rain delay here at Colburn Park. We'll be back when things settle down. I'm Dan Cooter here on Newark Pilots TV. We hope to have you back when the rain comes to an end. All right, folks, as of now, the first game has been canceled. They're discussing things out on the field, as you can see right now. And plans as of now are to play the second game. We are not sure when that will take place and if it will take place. We will keep you updated on our Twitter page, and we'll let you know if we come back with the second game. So the first game has been canceled in this doubleheader between the Dutchmen and the Pilots. And we will see if the second game gets played, and we will let you know. And we'll turn off the stream and reset the stream if we do play the second game. We hope that you could join us for the second game, and we'll let you know when that takes place. And so Dan Cooter saying so long for now from Colburn Park. Hope you could join us for game 2 if it takes place here at Colburn Park in just a little bit. Thank you very much.